My decision is
Hey
final.
everybody, Cowboy Mike with the Cowboy Mike Poker C-Log. So, local casinos are now testing robots in the poker room as floors. Is this something that Bally's is considering in Rhode Island? Stay tuned and you will find out. Anyway, we got to talk about Turning Stone for a minute because Turning Stone just had a 100K guarantee, 2-day event. They had well over 400, almost 500 players over the 2 days. They had 276 on day 1A, and I'm sorry, day 1B, and 202 or 204 on day 1A. So that's about what, 476 players, almost 500. So the prize pool, I'm not sure exactly what it was. We got knocked out yesterday. Let me tell you a little story really quickly on the hand that we played. We had Ace King offsuit. We just got moved to a new table. 93,000 we had. The blinds were 1,500, 3,000. We opened up with the Ace King and we made it 17,000. The small blind called us. Jack of Hearts, 9 of Hearts, Ace of Clubs and a flop. We continue there a good majority of the time because the small blind isn't expected to have any high cards there in that range. And maybe he's calling with, pocket sevens or pocket eights, or it could be pocket nines, could be pocket jack, but most likely it's small cards. And most likely he has a flush draw on his board if he continues to call. So he checked. We bet 35,000. We now leave about 40 something behind, 50 behind. I think it was like 47 or something like that behind. And he calls. The turn is a king. Now we have 2 pair. He checks again. Of course, we go all in. He calls and he shows 6-5 of hearts. And of course, the heart comes on the river and we're out 71st place. But the big news at Turning Stone is October 15th through October 26th. It's back! The WSOP circuit will be at Turning Stone. There'll be 2 a year from this point on. We did talk to the poker room manager, and it is cut in stone for October 15th at Turning Stone. So make your reservations now. Now, a word of caution. Do not make your reservations at a place called Independence Hall by an Airbnb named John. We booked a room there, and we hope, we had stayed there before, and we thought it was pretty good, but this time around, it was complete opposite. It was really, really bad. When I tell you that we booked a room there, we paid for it online, and when we got there, he didn't send us the code right away. We had to wait a number of minutes before the code was sent to us for the room, and we had room 217, and it was confirmed on the Airbnb, room 217. So we went to room 217. Well, in the meantime, we had texted back and forth, and he said 207. So I said, well, the confirmation says 217. He texts back, same thing. So I'm thinking the 217 and 207 must be the same room, or it's the same code. So we go to 217, and the door is broken. And I mean, the lock is missing, and the door handle's messed up. So now we go to 207, and the code doesn't work. It says unauthorized user. So now we text him back, and we send a photograph of the door being broken. We go to Airbnb because he doesn't respond, and we call them up, and they said they had have a conversation with the owner before they can give us our money back. But we'd already booked another room because we were not going to stay there after this fiasco. So the owner of the building texted me back through Airbnb that I broke in illegally to room 217. So I texted him back that, look at the pictures, look at your text. You basically told me they were the same room. So then Airbnb said they were going to refund my money, and he texted me back through the Airbnb app that I'm giving you a refund. I just want you to go away. Don't mess with the Cowboy, okay? None of you should be messing with the Cowboy. When I'm at the table and I raise, you should all be folding. I don't mess around. Anyway, we had a pretty bad tournament at Turning Stone, but we did win an online tournament, $22 buy-in, 6 max bounty on Club WPT Gold, and a total of $1,792. We ended up winning, so it was a good tournament to win, and they'll send our money in 3 or 4 days, whatever, back on our card. So we didn't lose a lot there at Turning Stone, and we're just looking forward to June now, because June 17th, 18th, and 19th, they have another 100K guarantee, 2-day event. And in July, the same week, the third weekend in July, they have a 30-40-40. So which means a 30,000 starting stack, 40-minute levels, and you have to be 40 years old to play it. So that's the great news about Turning Stone. And this tournament, these tournaments, these 100K tournaments have great structure. Bad players, but great structure. In other words, you start out with 30,000 starting stack, 30-minute levels up to level 8, and then level 9 is 40 minutes. So it's a fantastic structure. Plenty of places to stay if you book early. This is their high time over there because the summer, and you got Lake Oneida up there, and the Finger Lakes region up there, so they're pretty busy with Airbnbs. But remember, don't stay at Independence Hall. It is terrible, and they don't get back to you. And thank God I got my money back, and thank God I had taken photographs of the room to send to Airbnb. This guy is a joke. If you look at the reviews, he's going downhill. In 2024, it was a great place to stay, but it's not now. So anyway, Foxwood still has their satellites. Someone told me today they have satellites on Saturday, up until the end of next week, I guess. A $300 satellite on Saturday as well for the WSOP. I'm not going to the WSOP. I'm going to concentrate on his Turning Stone circuits coming up in October, and anything that Mohegan has, I will be playing, because Mohegan knows how to play, knows how to run a tournament. So the news about the AI robots is not that far-fetched, even though Bally's is not really buying any robots, and they didn't buy 70 robots, and they're not thinking about putting robots on the floor. But think about this: if a robot comes to your table and he says your hand is dead, your hand is dead, and they'll be programmed with the right rules right from the Tournament Directors Association or the casinos, rules and regulations. So you won't have this mismatch of people coming up to you at floors and giving you a different ruling when 5 minutes before you had a different ruling from another floor. So we're not replacing the dealers, but they probably will eventually replace the floors. You can see it in 5 years maybe. You'll be going into the casino, and some person at the AI desk will greet you and say, "Welcome to the casino." And they will call your name in the robotic voice: Cowboy Mike, 25, Plumber, 25, Calvin, 25. And then you go to your table, and they will wait the allotted time before they disqualify you. So if it's 2 minutes and you're not there, they will call the next person. There will nobody going up to the floor and saying, "Oh, I was in the bathroom," or "I didn't hear you." Once the decision is made and the floor comes over and says your hand is dead, your hand is dead. So, things to look forward to. So anyway, Cowboy Mike with the Cowboy Mike Poker C-Log. A couple of things down in Maryland Live, just so you know, there's some tournaments going on there. Rivers is starting up tournaments back in Schenectady, bigger tournaments. They had a senior event today, 50 and over. We did not go on the way back from Turning Stone. We chose to go to Bally's and play the 150. which is ridiculous. They had 22 or 23, maybe 26 players, 27 players, whatever it was. But it's ridiculous. Oh, by the way, someone hit the bad beat at Bally's this past Friday night, and it was 185,000. So they got 50,000, something like that. And we understand they tipped the dealer $1,200, and the room share was $1,244. So Cowboy Mike with the Cowboy Mike Poker C-Log. We'll see you at the table. Sorry so long, guys and girls, but we had to get this stuff out there. So next time you go into a casino and you see the AI robot there, just tell them Cowboy Mike sent you. Thank you. Bye.